Hello students, once again in the session of chemistry, and we are going to continue with chemical reactions and equations, that is chapter 1, and this is part 3 for the same. Up till now we have learned about chemical reactions, chemical equations, how to write equations with their symbols and how to balance them. We have also started with types of chemical reactions, in which we have studied two types, that is decomposition and combination reactions. Today we are going to study some more types of chemical reactions. First type we are going to study today is exothermic reactions. What are exothermic reactions? Reactions in which heat is released along with formation of products are called exothermic reactions. Exo means going out and thermic means related to heat. Examples of exothermic reactions. First example here is formation of slaked lime. Calcium oxide, when reacts with water, gives calcium hydroxide plus heat. This is the first example of exothermic reaction. Calcium oxide, you have to remember the common name, that is called quicklime. When reacts with water, it forms calcium hydroxide, and the common name here is slaked lime plus heat. So heat can be seen on product side. That means when the reaction is complete, the reaction vessel becomes hot. Same thing you can see in the diagram. Going to the next slide, more example. Burning of natural gas or methane. When methane, CH4, is burnt in presence of oxygen, it is going to give us carbon dioxide plus water plus heat. So we can see over here, CH4 is the formula of methane. When it reacts with oxygen, carbon gets converted into carbon dioxide, while hydrogen gets converted into H2O, and heat is liberated during the reaction. We can see in the diagram over here also the burning of methane gas. This is very important reaction in industries where lot of heat energy is used to run the industries. Also sometimes for domestic purposes this reaction can be used. One more example of exothermic reaction. Respiration reaction. In respiration reaction, glucose, which is C6H12O6, this is glucose, when reacts with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide plus water plus heat. This energy is used for all the metabolic activities in our body. So when we eat bread, roti, rice, etc., this glucose, so from carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, this glucose gets formed. From roti, rice, etc., glucose is being formed. And when we breathe in oxygen, that oxygen gets reacted with glucose to give us this reaction where heat energy is generated. And whenever the heat energy is generated, that heat energy can be used for our metabolic activities. So whenever we feel less energetic, we breathe in and we deep breathe in so that more oxygen reacts and more energy is liberated through this reaction. That's all about exothermic reactions. Now we are going to go to endothermic reactions. What are endothermic reactions? Reactions in which heat is absorbed is known as endothermic reaction. Endo means inside and thermic means related to heat. Here, heat is written on reactant side and not on product side. For example, if we see, this is the example given. So if we study this reaction, BaOH twice, the name is barium hydroxide, reacts with ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is NH4Cl. Remember the formulas here. Plus heat, that means heat is absorbed in the reaction. It's giving barium chloride plus NH4OH, that is ammonium hydroxide. So this is the reaction taking place over here. If we see in the next slide, here also the same reaction is given. Here, if we see in the beaker, the two reactants, barium hydroxide and NH4Cl, are mixed together. When they are mixed together, the temperature of the mixture drops from room temperature to minus 22 degrees Celsius to minus 25 degrees Celsius. That means heat is absorbed and the surrounding temperature decreases. So that's all about endothermic reactions. Now we are going to see one more type of reaction. This is displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? Reaction in which single element is removed or displaced by other element or ion is known as single displacement reaction. For example, Fe, that is iron solid, when it is dipped in copper sulfate solution, then the ions get displaced and we get FeSO4 and Cu. If we study this reaction carefully, we can see that Fe taking the place of copper and copper taking the place, coming to the place of Fe. That means in the product we are going to get Cu solid and FeSO4. Now, if we see this diagram, it will be more clear to us. In the first test tube, blue colored copper sulfate solution is taken and one iron nail is dipped into it. It is left like that for 10-15 minutes. After that, if we observe, then we get green colored FeSO4 solution and iron nail is coated with red colored copper. So you can see that the reaction is taking place where copper is getting displaced by Fe. So this is called single displacement reaction. Now we are going to study about some more displacement reactions in the next slide. More displacement reactions. You can see zinc plus copper sulfate gives you copper plus ZnSO4. Pb, that is lead plus CuCl2, copper chloride gives you copper plus PbCl2. If we study these reactions, then also we come to know in the first reaction, zinc is taking the place of copper, so we get ZnSO4 plus copper as products. Similarly, in the next reaction, Pb is taking the place of copper, so we get PbCl2 and Cu comes to solid state, that means Cu solid is formed. So this is how the displacement reactions take place. That's all for now. The next slide is about your exercise. So this is your exercise and these are the questions. Read them carefully and write the answers pointwise and support your answers with chemical equations. That's all for now. See you in the next session.